Do whatever it takes to make yourself feel good about yourself. If it's in your power, do something about it. Hi guys, I'm Dina, and today we're going to be talking about how to be more confident. I wanted to start today off with a really great exercise. I want you to close your eyes and picture an empty bucket, just a big old empty bucket. And in that bucket, we're going to start taking all of the negative comments that we say to ourselves, all the self-hatred, the things you say that you don't like about yourself. It could be the way you look. It could be the way you feel about yourself. It could be the comparison trap of not feeling good enough compared to others. Take all of those negative self-hatred, self-doubt, and negative things that we say to ourselves and put it in that bucket. Get a clear picture of all of these negative things coming out of you and going into this bucket. How does it feel to have all of those negative things away from you? No longer inside you. No longer ruling your thoughts and your feelings. They're not a part of you. Do you feel loving thoughts about yourself? Do you feel empty inside without those negative things? Try and think about what you would feel without all of those things being a part of you. When we can take away all of these negative self-hatred, self-doubting, negative emotions out of us, what's left is our truest self. Us when we were children, when we didn't compare ourselves to society or our parents' standards. We were just being us, our truest happy selves, doing whatever felt good and, made us happy. I want you to get in touch with that self. The self that loved you no matter what. That would jump into a pool and didn't care what they looked like in a bathing suit. Who would go splash around in puddles and didn't care if their hair got wet. That you that loved you and didn't care what other people thought. That you that was just you, that loved life and loved living it. At some point in our lives, we stop being our truest, most authentic selves. Society or our parents, they get into our head and we start comparing ourselves to other people's standards. We start thinking we have to be a certain way or look a certain way. And that doesn't make us feel good. We're always chasing after something that's not realistic. And so I want you to really think about what you're really after, why you want to be confident. What would that give you? Would it give you a sense of freedom and happiness and joy in your life? You have to let go of what everyone else thinks about you. Really tap into what you feel. That childlike wonder, that childlike do whatever I want. I don't care what everyone thinks. I don't even think about it. When you're a kid, you don't even think about what other people think. You just are. You're just being you. And that's really hard to do as an adult. I know. I struggle with it too. But if we can learn to let go of all this negative self-talk, all of these societal standards, and just focus on really what makes us happy, what makes us feel good, and loving ourselves. That's what true confidence is. If you don't like something about yourself, whether it be on the inside or outside, whether you feel shy and insecure, or you feel like you don't like the way you look, do something about it. You have the power to change it. Do whatever it takes to make yourself feel better, to make yourself feel good. If it's in your power, do something about it. When I was a kid, I was super shy. I was the quiet one. I was in a family of 5 kids. I was shy. I was quiet. I had a hard time in school making friends. I had a hard time just voicing myself. I had a hard time just being me. I was afraid of what everyone thought of me. I was afraid to voice my opinion. I was afraid people wouldn't like what I had to say. And so I just kept quiet. And I was like that for a majority of my life. Then later as an adult, I had this sales job, and it was super intimidating to me. I didn't know how to be the leader. It was really scary for me to take charge of a sales presentation and, be the one talking out loud while people listened. That was tough for me. But I learned to push myself through that experience. And out of it, I found my voice. I was no longer this shy, quiet person. I was able to lead the conversation, pull people out of their shell. I really shocked myself at how I was able to become this confident, outspoken salesperson. I remember one time my brother came to visit me and he was looking at homes in the area I live in Denver. And we were talking to the realtor and he was kind of quiet. He, kind of took a reserved position. But I just took charge of the sales process and I was asking a lot of questions. I was asking for deals. I was asking how many people were interested. And my brother afterwards was like, whoa, who is this Dina? I'm like really surprised. You've really come out of your shell. And I was like, oh, yeah, I have. And it was in that moment that I was like, you know what? I have changed. This has just become me now. I was now this confident, outspoken person that even my brother was noticing. It takes a lot of courage in pushing yourself through uncomfortable moments to change and become more confident. The other part to confidence is changing your outside if you can, sure. But changing the inside is the most important part. Because I'm sure you've heard those stories like, so-and-so got a nose job or a boob job or, weight loss surgery. But then they were still the same person on the inside. They still didn't feel confident. Even though they changed their outside appearance, they still felt the same on the inside. And that's because they don't love themselves. To get true confidence, we have to love ourselves. Treat ourselves with respect. When you think about how you treat your loved ones, whether it be your child, your partner, how do you treat them? How do you talk to them? Would you say the same things to your child or your loved one that you say to yourself? Of course not. You would never dare to talk to them like that. So why do we talk to ourselves that way? Why is it acceptable to treat yourself so poorly? This one step of loving yourself is probably the hardest step of confidence because it takes getting through traumas. It takes doing the work of shadow journaling, or maybe you need therapy, or maybe you just need some time with yourself. But loving yourself is self-care. It's taking care of yourself. It's getting up, getting ready, making sure you feel good about yourself, taking care of what's inside you. Get the help that you need if you need it. Push yourself to feel good. On days when you feel down, remind yourself that you are your own best friend. Love yourself. Talk yourself up, cheer yourself up. That's what you would do for a loved one, and that's what you need to do for yourself. I want to leave you guys with one really important message. And that's that we're not these bodies. We're not. We're not even our personalities. We're this soul having a human experience. We're back here, the witness, watching it all happen. It's supposed to be this beautiful experience life. Don't get so caught up in the small things that you forget that you forget to enjoy it. Don't get so caught up in your pain and your insecurities and your shyness that you're not even living life. Trying to have the viewpoint like you did when you were a kid. Who cares what you look like in your bathing suit? Jump in the pool like you would as a kid. Get in there, experience it, have fun. Life's supposed to be this fun experience. Push yourself to experience life. If something bothers you, do something about it. Don't just sit back and watch life go by. Work on those traumas. Work past, whatever's holding you back. Push yourself to be more confident and be your truest self and love yourself. There's only one of you in this entire world. There will only always be one of you. You're special. You're unique. Love yourself for it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And I just want to remind you that do whatever it takes to make yourself feel confident. If something's bothering you, do something about it. And on top of that, love yourself. You're this beautiful, unique person, and there's only one of you in this world, and that's so beautiful. So remind yourself to have this childlike wonder, experience life, and be confident.